I had just started this job and my plugs weren't taking. My parents were brutally murdered and I was fat. So I turned to pot, hoping it would solve my problems. But you know something? The only thing it fixed was my life. Look, all I'm saying is if you still want to smoke pot, then be prepared to spend a lot of time laughing with your friends.
This is Ian. And this is JR. And we're from Stone Witch. And you're listening to Chris on the Doomtombpodcast.
This is the Doomtombpodcast, the podcast for all things stoner, doom, and sludge. My name is Chris. I'm your host, and today we're going to stay in Arizona, but I'm not sure exactly what part. Well, here's the thing. How about this? Let's read the bio and then get into the interview. Growing up in the desert has shaped this band's way of creating music, with influences from early Queens of the Stone Age, Fatso Jetson, Brant Bjork, along with upbeat Boston low rock legends Morphine. Now you put that all in a pot and let it simmer, and you get a heavy desert dance party hidden in the hills, while your mom is calling you, demanding you to come home. But you don't go home, because you're going to party with this band. Let's get into the interview right now. I want to say that we're somewhere in Arizona, not quite sure where. This guy is a traveler. And I've got this guy on the podcast today. His name is Lucust French. He's got a brand new album, and it's called, well, the band is called Lazer Beam. And I guess that's the title of the album as well, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, Lucust, how are you today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, we just played our first show last night, and we're waking up from that, and it was a whole lot of fun. We did, it turned out to be a blast, man, and it's been fun.
You know, it's been so long since I've seen you. The last time I think one of the last times I should say that I saw you, you had really long hair. It might have been a wig, possibly, but now it's been so long. Like, dude, you're almost there.
I know. Yeah, I gotta wash my hair, but I'm almost there. Another year, and it'll be wig status, down to here.
Indeed. Yeah, man, it's been a while. So, would you mind if we just start going over the tracks right now?
Of course.
So, it's weird because I want to always say like, oh, this is you, what do you play? It's Lucust French, and I want to ask you what you play, but basically you play in everything. Is that correct? Except maybe some of the drum parts?
No, I do all the drum parts. When we put percussion as for Chris Hughes on credits, literally that's just claps and tambourine.
Oh, gotcha.
He played tambourine on Take Me Home, and I did the rest.
So. All right. So just want to warn everybody, it's going to get a little fuzzy for the next hour or so. And I think we're going to kick everything off with Sink or Swim. We've got this desert surf psych kind of vibe. I'd like to know, what was your inspiration for guitar on this track? Because there's so many nuances to it. What can you tell me about it?
So I wrote that song when I was living with my mom when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I had I have this little mixer thing that I would go into my room and mix on that my dad gave me, and I was like a little wizard of this thing, figuring out how to record demos and stuff as like a little kid, because he gave it to me because he was so frustrated with the thing. He's like, I don't know how to use this thing or whatever. He's like, maybe you can, because I was always into computers and stuff and kind of a nerd. And I got into this thing, and that was one of the first riffs that I wrote was da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. And at that point, I was listening to a lot of Fatso Jetson and Desert Sessions, because I always liked Queens of the Stone Age. They were always my favorite band. And but as a kid, man, I would kind of heist CDs from my dad. And he had all these old school CDs that I would take without him knowing, because I didn't know that it was okay to share music and stuff. And so anyways, I was listening to Fatso Jetson was my favorite. and because they're weird. It's like, yeah, we've heard Metallica and Pantera and like all these bands so many times that it's just like boring, like just as boring as breathing air. And
okay.
These Fatso Jetson is like so bizarre and so out there that like it caught my attention. And anyways, my point being is with the guitar, man, is listening to those like really wacky records really shaped how I wanted to create my own little scales, like Mario Lally or like Josh Homme, and like even I don't know if Brant Bjork has his own scale or whatever. He just kind of plays wrong sometimes. I don't know if it's on purpose, but he does weird stuff too. And I really liked how weird it sounded. And that Sink or Swim is pretty much my first attempt at trying to create my own little scale thing.
And I think you created it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dark and evil. And I have a few of them now, but that was like the OG one. You know, it's really Alice in Chainsy feeling, like real kind of Eastern sounding. It's cool.
Exactly. Now, yeah. I noticed like at the end, and this is something that's going to continue, and we're going to talk about this little narration at the end. What can you tell me about that? And what was the impetus for doing this kind of throughout the album?
So I wanted it to be like I said, my favorite albums growing up were Desert Sessions, Fatso Jetson, all those desert bands. They're all my favorite, man. Like that will be in my life forever. And so a lot of those records, I reference a lot of stuff on that, right? Even the album cover is, so Desert Sessions 3 has like a picture of an astronaut that's like dead on the front cover. It's like, status, the ship's commander has been butchered. Like red alert, set coordinates for the White Dwarf. And so I sprinkled all these little references all throughout, man. And I had a bunch of friends and stuff do the voices, like, and we did some funny stuff. Like I had a buddy Christian talk through a microphone that went through an amp with all these little effects on it. So it's all ho, 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 you know, or like whatever. Kind of just funny random stuff like on those little Desert Sessions records where it would just be random funny stuff. You just laugh and be like, what?
Yeah, like what the hell is happening? You know what? It kind of reminds me almost of being at a live Butthole Surfer show. Because you don't know what you're going to hear, but you know you're going to love it. You just don't know what it's going to be yet, and just kind of going all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's I guess the way that I wanted it, man. You don't know what you're going to get, man, but it's going to make you smile.
and that's exact. Thank you. Yes, because this, you know, I've seen this stuff, some of this material live, which we'll get into in a little bit. But you know what? Actually, let me just go into the second track here. In the Moonlight, we still keeping it fuzzy. I feel like there's a bit of maybe like a 60s nod. I love the guitar in the background, kind of weaving in and out. And at the end, for some reason, I felt like I should be at a tiki bar.
You're lying down in moonlight. You fell down, you fell right from plain sight.
That was another one that I wrote right after Sink or Swim. So it's a really old song. You can tell with the archaic progressions, but like I don't know. Yeah, I added that little ending, the kind of pretty ending with the da 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 da. I think I added that at some point because I ripped that off, and then I was like, well, what if I just put that and make it like a whole section at the end where it's all, you know, kind of broken down like that with a halftime and a solo over it.
Right.
And I was like, that's really cool, man. I'll use that instead, because the other one was like, it was like copy paste, you know. I was like, I can't do that, so at least make it my own somehow. Yeah.
So you talk about maybe taking a little bit from another song or what have you. Any of this album, was any of it quasi influenced by the Manchester sound? You know, like Charlotte in UK, maybe Stone Roses, something like that.
No, I don't know what that is. What is that?
I'll have to send it to you. It's, it was like just a sound of right, maybe around the early 90s or so. I felt some of that. It kind of swirling, borderline psychedelic, not essentially like monster thick heavy. Like this. It's a borderline pop and rock kind of mix, and like, I mean, I know you mentioned it before. I think did you coin the phrase doom wop, or was it some
doom pop? Yeah,
doom pop. That's it.
I don't know, 5 years ago. Yeah,
there you
a
go.
while ago.
So it's almost kind of it would be kind of what doom pop would be, but for this like British kind of sound.
I got you. Definite British tones all over the album. I use that Marshall combo.
That's what I was thinking.
So it's definitely got that British flair to it for sure. And I'm pretty close-minded when it comes to music. I kind of stayed in my own little circle, And
Right.
until recently, I just started listening to new music, finally. Like, ever since they legalized weed, like, honestly, it makes my brain go crazy when I listen to music and I just, like, see all this stuff. And so it's been kind of fun just to, like, smoke and listen to music. That's kind of cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. There's a big change in listening to it one way and then listening into it the other. So before we go into the next track, which is Don't Tell, off of this self-titled release here, what are you listening to right now that's blowing your skirt up?
I'm listening to this band called Crumb. They're like these college kids from Boston, and you can tell that a lot of the stuff is really overproduced and like hip and modern, and so it's more for a younger crowd like myself. I think musically, I'm not sure if you would like it, but I think it's interesting musically, man, because they purposely, it's so weird, man. Like this whole lo-fi, it's like a lo-fi band, like lo-fi kind of indie rock, I guess. And the whole thing about lo-fi is like, it shouldn't be called that, in my opinion, because it's all copy and paste, like overproduced, like purposely like EQ dialed so that it sounds like that. And, they're using these $500 pedals to make it sound like this,
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't lo-fi, man. Lo-fi is like early Black Keys records, like where they're just plugging into like a little machine and like all the dials are set way too high, so it's super distorted. That's lo-fi, man. And they're not playing very well. But it's like soul. They're playing from their soul. That's lo-fi to me. But this new band, Crumb, and they're like psychedelic, man. Everything is so crystal clear and perfect, and I think that's really neat and really cool. Oops, sorry.
No worries.
And another good band that I've been listening to. That's kind of the outlier, man. It kind of changes on week to week basis.
I got you.
I was listening to a lot of Angry Samoans and the Vandals last week, man. I love like old school punk rock, like from the 80s.
Sure.
And like Minor Threat and stuff like that. I like that stuff a lot. And
now, can I ask you for a second? You said Crumb is from New York, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, Northeast.
Okay. Was it? I'm trying to look it up right now as you're talking. Was it the Ice Melt album? Is that the one?
That's their newest one, I believe. And I heard they have a good one off there. Yeah. And
yeah, man. So you got some new influences now. Before we continue, let's just go into it. Don't Tell. Right away, the song it just sounds so incredibly fresh to me, but yet it feels like it's been around forever. It's kind of like that perfectly worn in T-shirt. Then like just kind of stepping around town, having adventures, and finally I end up in like a kind of prohibition time at the end. What can you tell me about Don't Tell?
That's a fun way to describe it, man. You're right. It does sound like the perfectly worn in T-shirt, with the sun fade. But what I can tell you about that song is I did a little challenge during COVID to go out, and because I was living in Mesa and in an apartment, and you can't really play drums in there, and I'm not really down with electronic drums or samples, and because I get frustrated trying to align them, and I'd rather just play the instrument and hit record. I'd rather just do that. So I made like a little event out of it. Like I had a little like, my girlfriend made me write a little like plan, like, every 3 weeks go out and, just spontaneously do a song.
Sure.
And we did a few of them out of that, man. Like Don't Tell, Liar, Liar, You Drive Me Crazy. Like I have more on that little machine that I was talking about earlier.
Right.
But that was a really fun one because I would get off work, and I think I was just temp at Amazon at the time. And then because I was listening to Japan, or no, it wasn't Japan. It was I think I'm turning Japanese. Turning Japanese.
Yeah.
Dude, I had that song stuck in my head in the warehouse.
Is that the Vapors? I think.
Yeah, the Vapors. That's exactly what it is. I had that song stuck in my head for like 14 hours at the warehouse because they don't let you bring your phone or headphones or anything. There's no music. I was just like singing that in my head the whole time. And then I was like, well, what if I did a cool cover of that song? And I went, bow, 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 underneath it, like made a whole rhythm section underneath. And I went out to the car and played it. And I was like, well, that sounds pretty cool. Maybe I could just make it to my own song now. And so like the next week I just took the bus. This is the bus. And took it out. It's kind of like my own little mobile recording studio at this point. Like I kind of just, it's got all this electric setup and stuff. So, took all my equipment out and found a spot under the freeway that I liked that nobody would bother me because there's always people calling police if like you're playing music or whatever. And that sucks. And went under the freeway, and then I think I set up my camera and I actually live streamed it pieces. No, I live streamed Liar, Liar. But I do have video of me playing Don't Tell on the drums. And that song, I just laid down a random drum track and went back, and then I kind of wrote the music over it, like in the next hour. And then, I don't know, wrote some words and sang it right then and there. And it was all said and done within 3 hours, I think. So
it's interesting because this mobile setup that you have, it's almost like you're forcing your creativity and squeezing yourself a little bit to get something creative. And I mean, Don't Tell, it's a great track, man. So the whole thing is working, right?
Yeah, man. And that's the whole kind of thing, man. Sometimes I feel like if I have all these tools and stuff, it doesn't require me to be as creative. But like you said, doing that and recording it with like 2 microphones and, and having just one amp for bass and guitar, or just like, okay, you have an hour to create a part. It makes you not second question what you're playing. It's just like, okay, just play what you want to come out of you right now. And that's how it's going to be. Sorry if you don't like it.
That's fantastic. It's under pressure work, and some people perform amazingly, and the quality's right there. I mean, the album's out now. We can pick it up anywhere. We got let me see over here. What do we got? What colors? We have a colored pink and black marble vinyl. Nice.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I have to take a break and talk about darkmarkers.com. You want to get a little strange, a little trippy, a little bit of, I don't know, maybe aliens or various other weirdness? Well, check this out, man. Let's go over some of these other titles. I feel like each week there is more. Florida Must Be Destroyed. Vitruvian Singularity Event number 5. Goat Show. Reagan's First Flight, and Land of the Lust. It is darkmarkers.com. You got to head over there. There's something for everyone, and the link is in the show notes. 20% off if you type in Hail Sagan, HAILSAGAN, as the coupon code for 20% off merchandise. You can't beat it. It's darkmarkers.com. So we're going to move forward to Snowburn, S-N-O, Burn.
All right.
Just curious if there's any connection with the previous project that you had, Snow Cone, and now in the song, I feel like I'm kind of in a spaghetti western of sorts. And I love the way it moves around in my headphones. And what can you tell me about Snowburn?
Yeah, that song is like a bad acid trip, man. Like the weird, like shaky feeling you get. Like it's not heavy at all. The song musically, like sound wise, production wise, is not heavy, which is like, that's the only thing I wish I would have just recorded an octave lower. But at the same time, it came out cool. It came out wacky and weird. But it's a story of having a nice life, and like, I don't know, why do people want to do all these things and send them to jail, or like, why do we make bad decisions, or like, why do we get bored of having a nice life, or I don't know. But that was another oldie. They're pretty much all old songs from when I was like 16, and this one was like way different. Like there's an acoustic just track of me just going bow 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 for 2 minutes or whatever, was singing under it. It came out really cool, and yeah, it's definitely the weird one on the album.
A relegated case of larceny, 10 cases of assault and battery, 3 counts attempted armed robbery, capital murder in the first degree, capital murder in the first degree, capital murder in the first degree. These are the charges as presented to me.
That song was funny, man. Me and Chris, we knocked that one out first in the studio in Tempe at 513 Studios.
Right.
And we were on like a pretty tight time frame, dude. And so I had tuned all my drums and stuff the way that I want them. And like, cause I copied the snare sound from Songs for the Deaf. Like it's all high pitched, like Dave Grohl stuff. And so it was like super tight snare head. And literally on the first take of that song, it broke, man. So I think that's the only song on the record with my old snare head. And then we were like rushing, trying to find a replacement head, and we did, and it was a pain in the butt. That sucked. I was like, it was like the first one we were recorded too, and I was like, no, this better not take the wind out of the sails, you know. It didn't though, so.
Not even close, dude. Not even close. And
not even close.
Kind of like, basically, now that we're done, or now that you've done the butchering, so to speak, from that last track, we move on to You Drive Me Crazy. I felt right away, and personally, because, you know, obviously I'm ancient here, some 80s influence, possibly just from the drum sound. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we got some maniacal laughter. There's a lot of craziness going on. What can you tell me about it?
This one, man, it's just like, all right, so the whole premise is, you ever just, or you're planning to meet with someone or something really important, or you're waiting on a ride, and you send them a text, or you call them, they don't pick up, and you're just there waiting, and like what goes on in your brain while you're waiting, like,
yep,
like you're coming up with backup plans, like like what am I gonna do? Like I'm just sitting here like waiting. It's the anxiety of waiting for someone to get back to you, like, and you need them, like, dude, come on, where are you?
It's I think I might have that on a daily basis, you know, like when this was going back a while, and somebody was taking stuff out of their van, actually to play Yucca. And when they did, they said to somebody, hey, could you grab my head for me? And they're like, yeah, sure. Now, I don't know if the person didn't realize how heavy they are, but I saw that person take both sides of it, and then whoom, like it was within an inch of hitting the ground. And, you know, it's like an orange head. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Fuck, you know, you're like this. Oh my God. And right away I'm thinking, okay, so I hope that guy has like what, a couple, you know, like a grand and a half in the bank. And so he can transfer that, you know, maybe I could help him if he doesn't have the money or whatever. And I'm going through this whole thing in my head, and all of a sudden he just kind of picks it up, you know, kind of like stretches his back like, well, I fucked my back up, but at least I saved the head.
It was all like slow motion, all that you were thinking in that split second.
Yep, in that millisecond.
Yeah. Oh God. But that the riff and the chorus, the that's like that moment right there where the amp is about to hit the floor.
Yeah, it's just that frenetic feeling that I don't know what. There's got to be something psychologically that it's actually called. Maybe some form of anxiety or something. I don't know.
Maybe you drive me crazy anxiety.
There you go. The French anxiety, I think we might call it.
There you go. The French anxiety.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah, it works for me. All right, Take Me Home is the next track. Take Me Home. Catchy as all hell. What can you tell me about it?
I take another drink and I scan the bar. I see you dancing from afar. You look at me and give me the eyes, and your thighs, they paralyze and they crystallize.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about this like girl who wanted to pick me up at the bar, and like that never happens. You know what I mean? Like I'm a dude. I'm like a scraggly dude, man, and like. Nah, man. Like usually I have to work for that, you know?
Right.
And like, hey man, I'll take my freebie. You know what I mean? So like,
Indeed.
I don't know. You take the freebie and then you write a song about it. That's what it was. It was like it really came out at work. Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'll be at work. I used to be a dishwasher at this hotel, and I still work there, man. But I'm not a dishwasher anymore. But being a dishwasher was nice because I could go out back. You know, I'd be in the dish pit or whatever, fucking humming tunes or whatever, because the dishwasher's making a beat with the cycle going ting, shing, shing. And I'd be over there like making music with the dishwasher like an idiot. And then I'd go out back and sing into my phone and then go home and record it. But that's how that one came to be. Like, I don't know, man. I just put that one together really, really fast, man. I struggle with lyrics hard. Like, that's the one thing, man. Music can flaw to me like nothing, but I struggle to find a topic to write about sometimes, or relevant words that people can relate to.
Okay.
And I don't know, but that one came out really easily. It is a really cliche topic and like been done to death, so maybe that's why it was so easy. But I don't know, man. Yeah, that one came out really fast and really easy, and I never changed any of the formations or anything, and it's true to the original little demo I did, which is kind of cool. And yeah, it was a hit.
It's really interesting that you even say that you have like lyric writing is a thing for you, like a difficult thing. It sounds so natural for you when I see you on stage, and when I hear the music, I'm like, yeah, it sounds like he's been like all these lyrics are just waiting in a book somewhere, and he's just like, yeah, I'll take this one and this one. And I had absolutely no idea. And regarding Take Me Home, I said, you know, I wrote down, don't give her no shit and everything will be just fine. So it's
yeah.
It might also be something else, even like it might be regarding that, you know, like you say, the cliche topic, or it might just be like a metaphor for some other things, like just let it go and it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean?
Could be. Yeah, man.
So Damn the Reptiles. I felt like I heard this one, like I said, Yucca Tap Room, but without the hand claps. No hand claps that time. What can you tell me about Damn the Reptiles?
Well, it's another oldie. They're all oldies, so I'm going to stop saying that. The only new one was Take Me Home, and that's why it sounds so much different, man, because that's that 5-year period and just growth and writing, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, Damn the Reptiles is a song. it's about being violated, man. Like, you know, I don't know, like being violated, man. I don't want to like say anything, man, because
that's fine.
You know,
that's fine. I get it.
It's about someone else, man, and their story, and like, why can't I help someone get through that? Like, or why can't you know? I don't know why. Why are things traumatizing? Like, me personally, man, I can laugh about that stuff. I had a really traumatizing thing happen when I moved down to Cottonwood, man. Someone broke into my room and like tried to rape me in my sleep, dude. And yeah, man, and I can laugh about that because I don't know, man. I just like, I guess I don't care, to be honest. Like, I got out and everything was fine and I escaped. And but some other people, man, like, it's like a dark storm cloud hanging over their head. Yeah. And like, that's what the song really feels like. It's like a big, heavy blanket of depression to me. And like, yeah, maybe upbeat, down, but like, you know, you hear all the echoes of the fucking voices in the background and the screams and stuff. And
right.
I really wanted it to be like a really dark cloud, man, because for a lot of people, I don't know, because, sorry, I keep saying that, man, but yeah, it's for other people that like can't get over that time.
Yeah. Everybody processes the traumas differently, and
right.
you know you got the blessing of doing it through song, and you know some people don't have that. And you know, by the way, if anybody's questioning should you say anything or not, please go out, find somebody, talk to somebody, get help. If there's a trauma and there's no shame in it at all, please everyone do so. And if you need to talk to just anyone, you can even talk to me. My number is out there. You can call me anytime, and we will, so to speak, talk all night with the lights on if we have to get through it. So thank you for that. That was, I appreciate that. I'm kind of getting chills, actually, while you're talking, because I have an idea of what you're talking about. Yeah, Silver. Yep. Have some brownies. Enjoy this next song. As with so many of the other tracks here, just another incredible solo. What can you tell me about Silver?
Silver is about the little glint in someone's eyes when you have puppy love and you guys like each other. And but I wanted it to be like creepy too, because I don't know, there's this one Brant Bjork video for one of his earlier records, and for the Hinda 65 is what it's called, where he's like looking in through people's windows at night and stuff, and just like walking the town, and you're being a creeper, dude. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, and I kind of like that whole idea of like serial killers and like B-rate, like gory movies, like horrible, like 80s movies. I love that. Like, you know, obviously, like, I don't know, you know, it's all fun and games, really, until somebody gets hurt. But when it's all fun and games, it's all fun and games. And so that's what that song is about, man. Like the, I wanted it to have that creepy edge to it with the, I've seen you riding solo, and I've seen you right before, like right in front of me, you know. Right. And because like it's like kind of referencing that video where he's like hiding in the bush. It's like why would you do that?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
There's not a reason to, but I know people do, and it sometimes that's weird, even when you're out and about and maybe you're at a bar or something like that, and there's somebody that you know, they had seen you, and then maybe a month or two down the road, they come up to you like, yeah, remember when you were there at this? I said, I didn't talk to you. Oh yeah, I was across the other way of the bar. I was lurking, watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
lurchers.
All right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you're like, cool.
Yeah. Point taken. Keep on lookout. By now, you know Desert Records has a tiered subscription service. But what are you going to get? What kind of music are you going to get? Well, let me tell you, man. It's right here. Listen up. Listen tight. The Penitent Man, Cortege, Redbeard, Wall, Sorcia, L'Uomo Nero. You like the way I rolled those R's? Yeah, I know you did, man. Doors to Nowhere, Abysm, Book of Worms, Spliff Ripper, Betty, Benna, Deadly. Yeah, that's right. Salt Flat, Breath, When the Deadbolt Breaks, Stone Machine, Electric, Red Mesa, Fog, Nebula Drag, The Growl Brothers, Grim Earth, The Horn God, and so much more. You're going to have to get over there. Head over to Desert Records and enter the desert. Have you wondered where rock and roll lives and where they aim to bring you the best of the best? It's in Oceanside, California. That is where Glory or Death Records resides. They have got some killer releases, whether it's Roast, Lords of Beacon House, Monolith, Call of the Wild, Heavy Velvet, Red Wizard, Love Gang, Smoky Mirror, Monarch, Blasting Rod, Ethereal Sea, Red Witch, Johnny Kook, Moss Generator, Old Fashioned Assassin, Great Electric Quest, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Formula 400, and these compilations, Thin Lizzy and Deep Purple tributes. Head over to Glory or Death Records. Link is in the show notes. And defend the faith. If we move forward to Adam and Eve, I want to know what is going on in the basement. And, well, whatever it is, I guess maybe you just drink it away. And then,
yes.
I feel like the song kind of quickly ends. What can you tell me about Adam and Eve?
Well, the end used to be the beginning. The beginning used to be the end.
Wow.
But we changed that when we were recording it. Adam and Eve is cool. It's about my dad. I really like my dad, man. He's such a great soul and
how can
person.
you not?
Yeah, how can you not like him, man?
Dude, you know how many? You know, there's been times because I'm friends with him on social media, and we've had a couple conversations. Just middle of the night, just bullshitting and talking, and he never ceases to amaze me what he's up to.
Yeah, he's always up to something mischievous.
Indeed, he is.
But yeah, man, the song's about him and alcohol addiction, and it's just a part of who he is, which is okay, and that's his choice. But we all wish he would stop,
right?
Because it sucks, and it puts us in bad situations sometimes,
right?
But at the same time, man, I have to look at myself and go, what am I doing that's like I'm impacting other people in bad ways? And sometimes it makes me feel like a hypocrite, like writing about stuff like that, like, because I don't know, I just wanted to go buy a $10,000 motorcycle the other day, and then then I would have no money, you know what I mean?
Right,
it's
right.
like I'd be broke for the next 3 years, like why would I don't know, I just like to buy stuff, and he just likes to drink alcohol because it makes him feel good, man. And we all like stuff that makes us feel good, and I just wish it wouldn't put us in bad situations, though. I mean, but that's just the life we live in.
That does happen at times, and we gotta also say, man, your father is such a talented guy. I wish he would take his God-given talent, or whatever you want to call it, and just put it towards something that's gonna show the world like what he's got, and we'll talk about that in a bit with another project. But I guess let's kind of finish this out. Call to Arms.
Yeah.
This feels like by far like one of the hardest vocals that you might have had to do. I don't know if that's true or not. What can you tell me about this track?
So I sing a lot more like this these days. My dad actually taught me kind of how to sing like that from your belly, I guess is like how he says.
Right.
From your you sing from your belly. Yeah. And I didn't know how to do that before because I would just copy how all of my favorite bands sung, which is kind of just like talking, almost like just talking just a little bit higher register. And so now I sing a lot of my songs like that, and at first I was like, well, I don't know if it sounds good, and that's really not my proudest take of that song, but it's the one that was on there, and it's good, don't get me wrong, but like I just pick it apart, man, because singing is the least, it's the most hard for me. Like I could play guitar pretty easily and make melody pretty easily, but I always lacked the vocal control that my dad had, man. My dad is such a great singer,
right?
And yeah, man, and I'm still working on it, but that kind of more like growly type of sound is it's becoming more common, and it's a lot easier for me to do now since I do it all the time now. And as I get older, I feel like I can sing a little bit higher. When I was younger, man, my range was really cut off right where I needed it to be, like right there, and I would really have to strain for every song, and it was difficult, man. And ever since I started singing from my belly, I can get those extra 2-3 notes a lot easier and not have to strain it. Yeah, I've just been toying around with that, and the song, I don't know, it's a pretty standard song, and I was actually gonna leave that one off, and my sister really liked it, so I was like, okay, I'll put it on the record.
Right on. Perfect, man. Well, thank you for going. I appreciate you going through all that. It sounds like, this album, even though it came out this year, it's kind of been a work in progress for a bunch of years. You've got some songs that have, been with you for a while, and some new ones as well. Was the first song that you wrote on this release Sink or Swim, and the last one Take Me Home?
Yeah, Sink or Swim, and the other 8 besides Don't Tell and You Drive Me Crazy, so the other 6, those were all oldies, and then there's 3 new ones.
Gotcha, dude.
So
now, in creating this release, what would you say that there is a difference between this and your Burn the Insects project?
So Burn the Insects was basically, I moved here to Jerome after my mom said, you need to start paying rent. And I was like, nah. And so I was like, hey, Dad, can I live with you?
Right.
He's like, yeah. He's like, let's start a band, man. And I'm like, okay. I've been a high school band, but not an actual band that played like shows and stuff. And, we got together as kids and stuff and would play in the garage. But so we started playing here, and my dad really did everything, man. He found us a drummer, and he talked to Rick Bennett from Twin Earth Records. And And Rick was like, dude, I love Operator Generator. He's like, here, I'll do everything for you guys. I'll release your CD. And he even pressed vinyls for us, which was amazing.
I got it.
That dude, yeah, man, that's awesome, man. And that dude did so much, man. And, so that band was just like my introduction to playing live, man. And like, cause we were messing around with all these crazy amps and stuff, like TubeWorks amps and all these Sun amps. And at one point we had like 9 Sun amps stacked on all like chained together, like probably totally just frying the insides, because you're not supposed to chain them like from one to the other. Yeah. Like ruining these. Anyways, they're also cheap. Well, they're not cheap anymore, but they were at the time, that you could they're expendable, And I don't know, we would always like play live with these huge amp setups and just like wall of sound, and it was fun, man. It was kind of like my introduction to doom music and the big atmospheric sort of sounding music. And
I got you, man.
I don't know. Yeah, we had Chris Hughes produce it, the same engineer,
right? And
he was still in college, like doing his college stuff, and we recorded it out of college, I think. And I don't know, it came out trippy, dude.
Yeah, it did.
I really hated it at first. Started to catch you off, and it's grown on me for sure.
Oh, good, man. Well, it goes down as a great album, period. No question. Now, after Burn the Insects, I saw you going around town with the band Snow Cone for a little bit. Did that just morph into Lazer Beam, or are you thinking like they were kind of 2 separate entities?
Yeah, because I wanted Snow Cone to be like really, really heavy, and then the drummer I was playing with didn't play like heavy drums. He played more like thrash drums, and it didn't really work.
Okay.
And so we tried that for a little while, and then I actually went to California and was going to start Lazer Beam there. I was going to call it Ray Gun, but that's already taken. So I called it Lazer Beam because that's what ray guns shoot.
Sure.
And then
sounds perfect.
let's see. Oh, yes. So there's this whole thing last year, man. I was supposed to help my friend Jack Acid. So I know you're totally going to be unfamiliar and like.
No. Well, hold on a second, dude. You got to stop. I saw Jack at fucking Club Red.
Did you?
And again, I don't know if you can't really see it, but I'm getting chills because it was like everything was like death, not black metal, but it was like more of a death and grind show. And then there's this fucking band, Jack Acid, and I was like, look. And I was actually doing stuff for Cranium Radio, so I was on the other side of Club Red. I said, look, can we just hold this for a second? I got to see what's going on over there. And this was a show beyond a show. I don't exactly know what I saw, but I know I want more. And then I went online and I'm trying to find out who exactly Jack Acid is. And somebody says, no, I'm not him. That's him. That's not him. I'm him. I don't know who it is, but I know I need to hear more of this material. It's off the charts killer, man. It's when I see some of the newer like almost like hip hop industrial bands in a way, like Ghost Main, maybe I would consider him in that vein. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is, man, but it's like it's a takeoff of a little industrial throwback mixed in with a heavy, I don't know, death hop, if you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah, death hop, man. It's
so
like
what?
Beastie Boys if they took PCP.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of PCP there. Absolutely. Maybe a little mescaline with that too.
Don't do it. Not even once.
It's not good for you. You know what? I heard around from people in the what would you call enforcement industries that's making a comeback in Arizona right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh God.
But hey, kitties, stay away from the dust, please.
Stay away.
I got kind of off track. So tell me a little bit about this Jack Acid thing.
So Jack and I know each other from a long time back, and he was in another band that shall not be named because Jack Acid is an anonymous entity, right? And so is his new project, which I will also not talk about, but you'll see me appear in it.
Okay.
And we actually did a little live thing together maybe a month and a half ago, and all our cameras kept dying or saying like out of storage while we were recording it.
Right.
So we're trying to figure out what to do, whether just release it audio only or not or whatever. But I helped Jack with the Jack is kind of like a trap project, man, like a death trap project, like a really hardcore rap, like, rip someone's eyeballs out while screaming in their face type of music. And like, he asked me to play for the live band because he hooked up with Slope Records, which is a local record dude around here.
Yeah. And
man, Slope is cool. The dude Tom and everything. And so we were rehearsing and stuff, and obviously, COVID happened and it kind of just separated everybody and apart, and we never really picked that back up, which is unfortunate, man, because it had a lot of traction, man. Like Gutless got like a million views, and it was on World Star Hip Hop, all this stuff, and
right on.
It had promise, man.
I
that's why I'm back here.
I hope.
Yeah, he asked me to come back to Phoenix.
I hope something happens. Please keep me in the loop with that, will you? I got to hear something from it. I have to hear something. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, we have 2 new tunes that we wrote. I don't think they will ever come out, but I might reuse the riff or something. But I don't think Jack Acid's going to do anything else personally, unless he changes his mind.
Okay.
Because he's already working on a new project, man. His life is a complete 180, man. He's really happy right now. So, I think he's going to pursue this new project, and I'll spill the beans on that. Like when we release that other thing that I was talking about, that live thing that we did.
Gotcha.
And, but yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry, man. I kind of ramble sometimes.
Please. I'm the king. I know all about it. I'll get sidetracked and then just go down a bunch of different holes. It's all good, man. So Jack Acid, look for something somewhere, somewhere, and maybe another name. We don't really know. I have no idea. So if you hear something that you like that's of that horror trap or whatever you want to call it, that's probably him. We're gonna move forward to now. I'm talking to you, and I'm seeing this place. It's got this like kind of van setup going on. And I saw that you were doing that towards COVID. How's it coming along, and what's it like?
With the van life?
Yeah.
It's good, man. Like I used to have just a cargo van that I would sleep in. I'd put like a pillow in the back and a blanket, and that sucked, man. Like it would be like 65 degrees in the morning, the sun would be shining through the window, and it like make you physically sick. I was like, this sucks. I was like, how do people, because there's Reddit. Like, you ever go on Reddit?
Sure, of course.
Yeah, it's like, Reddit forum, and there's one called Van Dwellers where people are showing you how to make setups and stuff. And anyways, I'll do a little thing right here, and
little tour now.
So yeah, we bought this bus. This thing is awesome, man. I accidentally poked a hole through the Freon line with like an idiot.
Not a good idea.
This piece fell down, like going down a dirt road. And I was like, well, I'll just put a little bracket and screw it back up. And I was like, what are the odds that something's going to be behind there, right? Like I reached my hand up behind there and I didn't feel anything. And I start drilling, dude. I'm all, it's all,
oh my God.
Oh God. I'm like, no, dude, that's the AC, man. That's the AC.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that was a dumb maneuver. Pretty much the only dumb thing I did. But we got our awesome beer shelf right here. I know you can't really see because the sun
light
glare. But
oh, there you go. I see it. I see it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice light going outside. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see. I built like this like kind of compartmentalized little thing. It's a little messy right now because we just came back from the gig right now.
Right.
But this countertop's usually pretty clean. Got a spice rack, man. I love cooking. I'm a pretty good cook. I sometimes take pride in it. I have music stuff everywhere, man. Like I have that PV mixer just sitting out.
Yeah, I see it.
It's absolutely massive. If somebody wants a home for it, you can take it for free. I don't use it anymore.
Right.
And then, yeah, dude, like over here, I got my whole music set up. Like this is where I do my music and stuff. It's pretty cool, man. I just like wheel out my little cabinet and then hook it up to my amp, and that's it, man. And I can play. It's really cool.
That is incredible, man. It's like, it truly is like a traveling studio.
It is, man. Like it's all insulated and stuff.
And now you're outside.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. Holy shit. That's awesome. So maybe, I know that you just did a show last night at in Prescott Valley. Maybe there's going to be a desert van show sometime.
Oh man, we've been talking about that so much.
Can we get that done?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like we should do a little outdoor thing. We just need to find a spot is the deal. We were going to do it up here on the mountain.
Right.
Because there's a few little pull-offs that are like pretty big that like you can fit quite a few cars and stuff. There's actually a parking lot at the top of the mountain that we were considering.
Well, where are you now? Are you in Prescott or are you in Jerome?
No, I'm in Jerome, man. This is like we're in Jerome, right outside of town. But
it's weird. Like I've been in Arizona for a long time now, or a couple years, and I was like, you know what? Last year it was like, this is the year that I'm going to finally get out and check out everything. And I got to one spot before it shut down, and that was Jerome. What an interesting spot, man. I mean, it's got a lot of flavor, and I just love, if anybody gets a chance, please go up to Jerome and especially if you're a history fan, because there's a lot of history. There's a great museum up there that goes over what it was. And, it just, if you like that kind of stuff, you could be there all day just researching and checking out things that made America tick, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the copper here was the copper that boomed the whole light bulb industry.
Yeah.
Where would we be without lights? You know?
Yeah, it would be
amazing.
Well, I guess it would be in the dark. So you played at this place, Tony's two Bar and Grill. Is it a great spot to play? Maybe we can get some other bands up there.
Absolutely. I was pleasantly surprised. I had never heard of the bar before, and I couldn't really find much about it online.
Right.
And the drummer that I played with, Matt, he was like, "Oh yeah, I think we played there with the Dale Harrison band like a year or two ago." He's like, "It was a pretty cool place. They had a little side stage." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, we it's right as you get into Prescott Valley, which is awesome, man. It's like right over the hill, man. Like great spot, great location. It's not in downtown Prescott, which is like where you would like expect a venue to be, but it's kind of in a residential area in a warehouse. And but hey, man, the place was hopping, dude. Like there's like people there, a ton of people, and they were there for the music. They weren't there for the bar, you know, which was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they were also there for the bar. Don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to put it that way, but you know, when you go to a bar, man, and they're just there to drink, they don't want to listen to the music. Like, stop annoying me. It wasn't that crowd, which was really awesome.
I think it's great that you played there because we need some spots. You know, like I was just talking about Club Red, and there were 2 stages. That's gone. There's a couple other places that have taken a pass, and I think new places are going to pop up. Now, when you talk about that main road in Prescott, I apologize. I was there once for a few hours. Now, I remember, all I remember was I went through the main road and I saw like maybe a bar. And then the road took a turn to the right and there was a yoga studio there. I don't know if you know of it, and I can't remember the name of it, but I saw there's a band up there, Ugly. They played with a band that's really incredible, and there's some big news coming with them. Serial Hawk, they also played up there with them, and the band Thra, and I think that was a killer place. The acoustics were oddly fantastic, and it was a yoga studio.
So you've been there?
Yeah. I only went there.
It's freaking cool. It's all right, huh?
So I think there's some meat on this bone in Prescott, and also the band Sonoran is up there too. So I'm thinking maybe if there's something we can get together, maybe the guys in Sonoran, Ugly, you know, because you're all up there. Maybe we could do like a little actual full gig, you know, full bands. Did anybody play with you last night?
Yes. Yeah. We had I love that idea, by the way. Right. But we played with a Tool tribute band that we played with over the hill, this side of the hill, in Cottonwood before years ago, and Burn the Insects. And sadly, we were canceled like 2 songs into our set because we were drinking beer from across the street on the stage, and they didn't like that. And yeah, that's really disrespectful, man. And we shouldn't have done that. But so we got kicked out. Like, and there's like all these people there, you know, and it was like a really huge missed opportunity. Anyways, so yeah, we played with those guys again last night, and they packed the house pretty much. We brought quite a few people with our band, and you know, my little circle of friends from this side of the hill, and it you know, we were like a bunch of anchovies or sardines in there. It was awesome, and it was really cool, man, to see that nobody was afraid to get up close to each other and stuff. And yeah, it's a concerning time, but
I think things are starting to change.
Yeah.
It's just going to be.
I mean,
time.
they are. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I like to see that things are easing back into normal. So that's cool.
Hell yeah, because it's been far too long. It's been far too long that I've gotten to see you and shake your hand and grab a drink with you and all of that. So, dude, yes. I want to thank you, man. Thank you for sharing so much in this interview. I love talking to you. How can everybody reach you? And because I actually had a band yesterday that was asking, like, you know anybody that's interested in playing, and I think you're that guy that, you know, have van will travel. So how can everyone reach you, and also importantly, buy your stuff?
All right. So you can buy the stuff on the Bandcamp page. It's lazerbeam.bandcamp.com. And that's where Lazer with a Z.
Right.
And that's pretty much like the store that I have, you know, the storefront or whatever. Okay. And I have some t-shirts that are going to be going up, and CDs, and you can pre-order vinyl. Vinyls aren't going to be here for probably another month, unfortunately, due to the flooding of the factory. Like, they're flooded with orders. So it's really backed up, unfortunately. So it's going to take a little longer. And you can reach me through social media is the best way. On Facebook, I try to reply to every comment, every message. And if I don't reply, it's because I didn't see it. Okay. Sometimes there's a lot, and sometimes there's none. So I don't know. But
I know with having like, you know, 10 different social media outlets, and somebody messages you on one, you're like, oh my God, how did I miss this? And it's like a couple days late. And I hear you, brother. Well, man, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And if you'll stick around for just a minute, we'll do something else.
All right.
Thank you, Lucust, for joining us on the podcast. The band is called Lazer Beam. The release is out right now, and the vinyl variant is gorgeous, man. You got to check it out. The link is in the show notes. Let's hear the first track off of this release. This is Sink or Swim.
Okay, keep your eye on steady as a rock.
Stelling to standing for the big attack.
Thanks, everyone, for hanging out towards the end. doomtombpodcast@gmail.com. That is how to reach us, and all the other links are in the show notes. Speaking of, one of the most important links, the executive producer for the podcast, Ian from No Masters Audio. Thank you so much, my friend. I can never do it without you. Also, craniumradio.com, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, each and every Sunday. Now, we got a lot of things going on over in Cranium Radio, especially in the Sonoran Doom scene. We are going to have some live remotes so you can hook into craniumradio.com and hear the show. If you're not in town, you're not in the area, you can still listen to the live performance on craniumradio.com. And I'm sure that the other DJs are going to be doing the same damn thing. So, yeah. And don't forget also, the Doom Tomb, 6 to 9 p.m., like I said, Eastern Standard Time, blah, 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 blah. Also, Planet Mammoth presents. We've got a show July 23rd. It is going to be killer. It's at Yucca Tap Room in Tempe, Arizona. And tickets are on sale for Planet Mammoth 2022. The lineup is incredible. You are not going to want to miss it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, Lazer Beam is going to be a part of that. So, yeah, you're definitely not going to want to miss it. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Until that next time, meantime, and in between time, enjoy yourselves. Get out to those shows. Buy some of that band merch. And don't forget to stay heavy. Why are you still here? It's the end. Like, everything has happened already. Everything's gone. Everything's done. We did the episode. We're finished. But, I mean, if you want to hang around, that's cool. No worries. I could tell you some stuff that's going on. Some different things that are happening in the Doom Tomb. Now, don't forget, we've got koozies available. I have about 100,000 of them left. So, if you want a koozie, let me know. There's a link in the show notes so you can buy some stuff. You could also buy some old Planet Mammoth merchandise, or maybe some new Planet Mammoth merchandise that's coming up down the line. I made an order, and it'll be here soon. So for the Doom Tomb, also, we have some dugouts available. If you know, you know. And hit us up. The link is in the show notes. You want to buy one? Hey, I'm all for it. What else is happening? The shows are coming back, man. Isn't it the best? I'm so overwhelmed and overjoyed. And I'm getting to see a lot of people that are posting things about shows coming back. And yeah. Oh my God, how I've missed this. And I really look forward to getting out there. And I'm hoping to get better footage as time goes on. I bought some new equipment, and we're going to see how it works. It could be a total shit show. I have no idea. But either way, we're going to make it happen. So, yeah, that's going on. What else is happening here, man? Oh, yeah, one final thing. Now, this might not be a thing for many people, but it's a thing for me. And I think I posted it on social media by now. So, for those that don't know, I had to put my dog down. And he was an amazing dog. I loved him to death. He was probably, and he will probably go down as one of the best dogs I've ever had and ever will have in my entire life. And his name was Rufus. And, loved him to death. Now, we have gone through a mourning period, and, it was time. So we started looking and found this angel, this for anybody that has ever gone through the process of getting a dog, especially at a shelter, you find out that you don't choose the dog. the dog chooses you. And I feel that's what happened. There were other dogs that we were thinking of, but this was the one that hit us. And I am overjoyed to welcome to our family Jack. His name is Jack. He's part pit and part other stuff that we don't really know about yet, but we'll figure it out at some point. Maybe we'll do the DNA thing, because I don't care if they take his information. I don't know if I want to do that 23andMe stuff, because it's a little funky. I feel like I'm going to be cloned or something. So Jack is his short name, and his full name is Jackson Miles Martin Beck. If you can figure out why we named him that, I'll send you some free stuff. It's doomtombpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know, or let me know on any form of social media. I'm sure I'll find it. Thanks, everyone. Really. You hanging out towards this? I mean, this is the end after the end after the end? Holy shit. You are my hero. Thank you. And that meant a lot to just get that out. So, yeah, that was, he's my boy. He's my new boy. And you're going to see him a lot on social media, so be prepared. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.
And don't forget to stay heavy.